Good Money Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen, and we are back in the office. It feels good to be back after a long weekend in Deadwood, South Dakota. And I don't know, I thought maybe going to... I almost lost my mic there. I thought going to Deadwood would maybe give us some good vibes, try and break our cold streak, but it really didn't. It really didn't. We went 1-1 on Saturday, 1-3 on Sunday. We're now 49, 46-1, plus 2.62 units on the season. We're still above water. We're still in the green. But again, about 10 days ago, we were up 10 units. We were up 10 units on the season. We were feeling good about ourselves, and then we hit a cold streak. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what makes a sports handicapper a good sports handicapper, a great sports handicapper, is how do you respond? How do you respond to a cold streak? And that's what we're going to try to do here today. So again, we've been cold. We've been ice cold. It hasn't... We post all our picks on Twitter. We talk about it on Twitter. If you go on Twitter, we're talking about it in this video. We're not going to hide from that. We're not going to hide that we've been legit just sucking. Straight up sucking, man, the last 10 days. So we're ready to get after it, though. We got 2 games on today's slate, and we are ready to get after it here as we take a look at our first game, the Phoenix Mercury, taking on the Washington Mystics. Mystics -7. Mercury plus 235 on that money line. The over-under here, 164 in a half. The facts are that EDD is probable for this game for Washington. She is supposed to be back here on Tuesday. These two teams just played on Sunday with the Mercury coming away with that 99-90 win as a 6-point underdog. The over hit, and they were plus 195 on that money line. Now, if you look at the Mercury, they've won 3 straight. They've won 3 straight, and they've covered 3 of their last 4 contests. But if you look at this Mystics team, they've kind of been down a little bit here as they've lost 3 of their last 5 games. They've failed to cover in 4 of their last 5 games. So what kind of Mystics team are we going to get here? And if we take a look more at the numbers on Sunday, you'll see that obviously the Mystics were without EDD. And the Mercury were able to come away with that 9-point win. But on the other side, the Mercury still won by 9 points, and they did not shoot very well. I think Tina Charles was like 0 of 7 from beyond the arc, her worst shooting performance of the season. You had Diana Taurasi, who was like 3 of 11 from downtown as well. Again, the Mystics didn't shoot great from deep, but really it's been a kind of a roller coaster the Mystics have been on the last 6 or 7 games or so from beyond the arc. So you would just figure out the Mystics are going to shoot better here today. You would just think that with EDD back in the lineup, it's just going to be a little better for them. Is obviously you get your best player back. It's going to be great for the Mystics, but is 7 points too many points here for a Mystics team that has kind of been up and down so far? Lately, Mercury team they've been playing some tough teams. And they've been doing it. They've been playing well against those tough teams. Again, Atlanta they beat straight up. Yeah, they were minus 4.5 point favorites, but they did get that win at home. Then you take on the Sun. That's a 4-point loss against one of the best teams in the land, Chicago Sky, who have been kind of trending in the right direction. 3-point loss there. Those are 2 big covers as big underdogs right there. And then, of course, on Sunday, yeah, the Mystics didn't have EDD, but the Mercury came to play and got that 9-point win and got that cover. You cannot deny the fact that the Phoenix Mercury have been playing really, really good basketball. If you take into account of everything, you might be able to go as far as say that the Phoenix Mercury are playing some of the best basketball in the WNBA right now. Again, so that's tough for me, right? I understand the Mystics are one of the top 3 best teams in the land, and now they get their best player back, and 7 points doesn't seem terrible, right? It doesn't seem terrible, but Mystics win this game for sure. Mystics win this game for sure. I just think it's too many points. I'm going to take the Mercury plus 7, and we're going to roll with that. And I think the Mercury can hang tight in this game. I'm not saying they win. I'm not saying they win this contest. I think they can hang tight and keep this within 7 points because they've been playing some great basketball. And they didn't shoot very well from beyond the arc, and they still won by 9 points on Sunday. And I know the Mystics didn't have EDD, but again, if you can shoot that bad, and if you can still beat a good team like that without, their star player by 9 points in overtime, I'm going to back you again. So we're going to take the Mercury here plus 7, and that'll be our first play of the day. Our second game here of the day, ladies and gentlemen, the Seattle Storm taking on the Minnesota Lynx. The Storm on the road, -6 Lynx plus 185 on that money line. The over-under here, 157.5. Right? The Lynx, man, they lost to the Fever on Sunday. I watched some of the post-game press conferences, and some of their players were just beat. They were just down on themselves. They're frustrated. They were, honestly, tears coming out of their eyes because this isn't who this Lynx team was supposed to be this season. They're searching for answers. They're taking it game by game. They're saying, but again, they're literally stepping on the court and trying to find how are we going to win this game while the game's happening. You know, they're searching for answers. So that to me, I don't feel confident backing a team that's searching for answers. Going to take on a Storm team here that's been playing pretty solid basketball as of late. You just look at the Lynx here. They lost to Indiana on Sunday. They lost to Washington. They lost to New York Liberty. They beat the Liberty, though, on June 5th, and then on June 1st, they lost to Atlanta as well. So they're back home for a third straight game here in a row. But again, they failed to cover 4 of their last 5 contests. And again, if they're searching for answers, if they're just looking for something positive, but now you're going to host a Seattle Storm team that's now hitting the hot streak at the right time, right? They've won 3 games in a row. June 7th, they beat Atlanta. Then June 10th, they beat Dallas. Then June 12th, on Sunday, they beat Dallas again. And, they've covered 2 of the last 3. If you look long-term, 5 games, they've only covered 2 out of the last 5, which isn't great. But again, they have 3 wins in a row here, taking on a struggling Lynx team. Minus 5.5, we got them at. I know it's at -6 right now. To me, I just think this isn't very many points. 5.5, 6, depending what book you look at it. I think the Storm can easily cover this game and get this win and cover against the Minnesota Lynx. The Lynx are in a bad spot, ladies and gentlemen. Again, to me, it comes down to you have a team trying to figure out something, and you're going to tell me that they're going to try and figure it out successfully against one of the better teams in the WNBA. I just don't see it, considering they just came off a loss against the Fever, one of the worst teams in the WNBA. I just don't see it. So I'm going to take the Seattle Storm here on the road, and we're going to roll with that. Like I said, minus 5.5, -6, whatever you can get it at. Grab it now, because I would think later on in the day it's going to probably get to -8, -7.5, -8, -8.5. That's just kind of what I'm thinking. I think a lot of money is going to come here on the Storm. But again, I think it is because the Storm is probably the right play. I do believe that is probably the right play. I know the Storm are 1-3 ATS on the road, and the Lynx are not looking great in that category of what have you done for me lately. So we're going to take the Storm here, minus 5.5, -6. Lynx just in a bad spot. Storm, 3 wins in a row. I think they can get 4 wins in a row, get this cover as well, and we'll get out of here for today, and we'll hope to go 2-0. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's our plays. Again, we're staying positive. We're doing some new things, and we're trying to bring you our best plays and trying to get back to where I know we can be. We are one of the best WNBA handicappers online. I truly believe that. Hit a cold patch here. Now let's respond, and let's rattle off a ton of wins in a row. So again, like, comment, share, do all that jazz. Let us know what you're thinking here for today. Again, follow us on Twitter at Whoopin Bets. Best of luck if you tail. We're about to get hot, so you better tail now. Of course, I have to say that. But again, I do feel confident in these 2 plays, and we'll hope to go 2-0 here on the day. And then we got games tomorrow, and we got games the next day, and we got games all the rest of the week, and we're about to get hot. And we cannot wait for it, ladies and gentlemen. Alrighty, I'm Kota Capper Pace. You can follow us at Kota Cappers or at Whoopin Bets. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that jazz. Let's go 2-0, baby. 2-0 on this rainy Tuesday, June 14th. Alrighty, peace.